We're a hurting country. We're living through one of the most momentous, tumultuous times in our history. And we need to find spaces and opportunities to honor people's loss. When I did my first iteration of this art, I did it when we were at 250,000 people. Today, we're the country that has the most COVID deaths in the world. You know, reaching the 1 million mark means that this is the largest mass casualty event in America's history, in our history. There are no words to encompass how horrifying I really find that to be. In my studio today, what you're seeing is 20,000 personalized flags. People came from all over the country to write on a 4x5-inch piece of poly. What that tells you is that people desperately need to be acknowledged in their grief. Oh my gosh. Continue to get your rest, my dear sweet daughter. Kiss Big Danny for me, Mama. I can't imagine the loss of a daughter or a son. It's so important to mark these deaths because people become inured to the news. 1 in 3 Americans has been touched by a COVID death in some manner. So when you're sitting at a movie theater or you're in a grocery store line, one of the 2 people beside you or in front and back of you, one of the 3 has been touched. There is a woman named Cynthia. Her mother had died. She wrote and planted a flag for her mother. She was down on the ground taking a cell phone picture, but became overwhelmed with the grief and just laid her forehead down and sobbed for a minute. When she finally gathered herself and stood up, there was a young man standing nearby. His bicycle was on the grass and he had just planted a flag too. He looked at her and said, "Man, you look like you could use a hug." And in that vulnerable moment, she just said, honestly, yes. And he came over and gave her what she reports to be one of the best, most meaningful hugs of her life. There is humanity. And if we can create places like the flags where humanity can live and thrive, then we'll be okay. That gives me hope.